Hiya, girls, and welcome to Build Your Own Diet, Fail-Proof Diet, the masterclass. Make sure you've got a pen and paper. You are going to get some absolute gems in this, things that you are going to stick to for the rest of your life, I'm sure. So I'm excited to give you the information. And like I said, make notes, ask questions at the end in the comments, or get in touch with me on social media, WhatsApp, whatever. And let's get into it. So, like I say, we're building your diet plan because we need to build something that's going to work for you and stick with you for life. And what we are doing is breaking down the idea that diet is a dirty word, that diet is something we are on or off. That's what culture, society, marketing has caused us to believe. But when we strip it back, diet is just a word, it's a noun, it's a thing. And the definition of diet is basically something that all living beings have in order to sustain life. So, habitual foods that we all eat and drink to stay alive. That is the definition of diet. It's just like I say, that popular culture has changed that definition. They've changed the actual word, turned it into a verb, something we do, something we're on or off. And when you look up the definition of diet as in a doing word, the meaning's completely changed and shifted to something restrictive, trying to eat less of things, eating special foods, always with the outcome of weighing less. So it's worth pointing that out that diet is not a dirty word. It is something that we all need to sustain life, and that's exactly what I want to teach you about today. So, like I said, pen and paper, and let's get into it. Now, I am going to briefly talk to you about calories because calories exist. I just don't want to get into them too much because this isn't a fat loss workshop, but I'm going to talk briefly about it so that you understand. So, all food and drink is made up of calories. Calories is basically like a unit of energy that we use to measure, and we use calories for everything, for moving our hands, blinking, digestion, when we're asleep. Okay, all the processes going in our body burn calories. Then also like walking around, go to the gym, yada yada yada, all that burns calories too. So if we want to lose body fat, we need to eat and drink less calories than we burn, and that's called a calorie deficit. If we want to maintain our body composition from a body fat level, we eat maintenance calories. And if we were looking to like gain weight or gain substantial muscle, we would eat more calories than our body needed. That would be a surplus. Okay, so hopefully that's super simple. Now, quick myths that I want to dispel, things that women sometimes say to me on like our very first coaching calls and things where I'm like, that is absolute bullshit, it's not true, delete it from your head. Things like starvation mode. People talk about like being on so few calories that the body is clinging onto fat. That does not happen, okay? If we give our body less energy than it needs, it utilizes stored energy, body fat, it burns it. It uses that because we're not giving it enough fuel in the form of calories. Our body does not cling on to calories. It is not a thing. Starvation mode does not exist. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to say to you. Same goes for women who say to me, oh, barely eat Bex, I eat 12, 1300 calories a day, I just can't lose body fat. It's not true. You are not some sort of physiological phenomenon who needs to be in a lab being studied. As soon as women come to me for coaching, like they might have had that belief for 20 years, as soon as they come to me for coaching, it becomes like glaringly obvious that they've had it all wrong, okay? It's like either a lack of understanding, like there's a big knowledge gap, and I obviously help them with that, or it's things like mindless eating, grazing, subconscious behaviours. There's always something that becomes apparent. If you're telling yourself that, you are holding yourself back. It's not true. Never in all my years as a coach has that been true. It never will be till the day I die. If you are saying that to yourself, you are holding yourself back. Because all of those things that I mentioned, or a lot of women restrict ridiculously all week, saying I'm just eating 12, 1300 calories, and then they binge either at the weekend or at some point in the month. And basically they fill in any calorie deficit they'd created. So I just needed to get that out there because that's a really limiting belief and it's utter bullshit. So if you actually want to see your body composition change, you want results, you have to take accountability and say, Even if I think this is true, there's obviously a knowledge gap. I need some help to work out where that knowledge gap is. No adult female should be trying to consume 12 or 1300 calories a day. It's ridiculous. Even if you were petite, a little pocket rocket, that would not be your body's calorie requirement. Everybody's is different, but to give you an idea, as someone who is relatively lean, but I'm tall and I carry a fair bit of muscle mass, I consume about 2,400 calories a day to maintain my body composition. So do not tell me you eat 1,200 and you're carrying body fat. It's not true. So anyway, lecture over. Let's get into it because this isn't just about fat loss, fat loss, fat loss. I just wanted to make that clear on the calories. If you want to lose body fat, you have to be in a calorie deficit, i.e. eating less calories than you burn through just being alive, activity and exercise. So some of the main reasons women fail when they are on a diet plan, where they're looking at being on a diet and it lasts for a few weeks and then they sack it off, okay? So one of the main reasons is that they are being too restrictive. So they're under eating and then somewhere in the week, month, whatever, they binge, they overeat or mindless eat, okay? Being too restrictive in terms of how low calories you try to eat. Also, in terms of the types of food you're eating. So if you're eating food that you don't actually like diet food, that is never going to last long term. And that's what you need to get, girls. I help women build bodies that they're comfortable in and then maintain them forever. So I checked in today with somebody who left coaching about 6 months ago. She'd been with me a year. After years of yo-yo dieting, she came with me for like a year, invested in herself. We reprogrammed her, right? 6 months without me, I've gone and got in touch with her. She's maintained a result. She's living her best life. She's loving her body because we've built bulletproof behaviours and a diet for her. So that's what we want to do for you, okay? So it's being too restrictive. It's including foods you don't even like diet foods. It's cutting food groups out. Anything you're doing that you know you can't do for the rest of your life, it's not going to stick, so what's the point? You're going to have to keep doing the same shit again and again and again. So let's build a diet that works for you all the time. I want you to know that you don't need to cut any foods out of your diet, okay? If your goal is to feel great in your body, maybe it includes losing a bit of body fat, you don't have to cut anything out, okay? You don't have to be scared of carbs. You don't have to be scared of sugar. Whatever bullshit you've been told is not the case. You can eat whatever you want and still lose body fat. The poison is in the dose with these things, okay? So what I mean by that is, if your goal is losing body fat, of course, there's a level of restriction. That's what a calorie deficit is. If you are eating really calorie dense foods like biscuits and cakes, obviously you're not going to be able to manage hunger well. You're not going to be able to manage energy well. So it's going to feel so much harder than if you create a diet that includes a little bit of those things in that you enjoy, the calorie dense foods that haven't got a lot of nutritional value, and then you get loads of your other calories from things that help with energy and managing hunger, etc., etc., etc. So that's the blurby bit over. Hopefully you're with me. Hopefully it's sinking in and sounds simple. But let's get to the practicalities of how you are going to build this diet. I'm going to give you the optimum scenario, and then you're going to take whatever you want from that and build your own version, okay? So women who I've coached that have achieved their goals, body compositions they're really comfy in and then have maintained them for a long time. Me, somebody who doesn't need to constantly diet, maintains body composition in menopause all year round. This is what we do. First thing we do is very, very simple. We eat 3 meals a day. Oh, shock horror. Imagine having 3 meals a day. Sounds really too simple, Bex. We have 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch and tea. It doesn't matter what time of day we have those meals, whatever works for you. Personally, I don't have my breakfast till about 10 o'clock. And you plan your timings based on your lifestyle and how you're best going to manage hunger and blood sugar energy. Okay? 3 meals a day. Those 3 meals need to include a protein source and they need to include, ideally, 2 portions of fruit or veg. If you turned this off now, if that was all you listened to and you went away and did that, I can guarantee you would automatically start to snack less without even trying. You'd stop eating so much shit in the evening, 100%, or mid-afternoon when you're getting that slump, because you have already gone, I've listened to her, 3 meals a day centered around protein with 2 portions of fruit or veg, managing hunger, managing blood sugar, managing energy, able to make decisions based on logic rather than emotion because you've not let yourself get absolutely starving. You're not going to overeat because you've skipped breakfast because you don't do breakfast. You've skipped breakfast, but then you sit down to lunch at 2, starving. Maybe you overeat at lunch. Then you get home, you start grazing when you're cooking tea because you're starving. And then you're back in that fridge at the night time. And then you're at the cupboard getting the biscuits. And it's all because you didn't have breakfast because you didn't manage your hunger levels. Now, if you're not like a massive breakfast person, I'm not, right? I have usually skyr yogurt and fruit or an omelette or a small portion of overnight oats, or a protein shake with some frozen berries in it. Stuff that's not dead filling. So all got sources of protein in. All manages my hunger, blood sugar, energy until lunchtime. When I then do the same, I have a meal that's centered around protein with a couple of fruit in. People go, give me some lunch ideas, Bex. Whatever you fucking like for lunch. So I have tuna sandwiches, egg sandwiches. I have pasta with like salad in it. I have jacket potato, whatever I want really, that's got a source of protein and some sort of fruit and veg on the side. I pack my meals out. I tell all my clients to do this. Pack your meals out with high volume, low calorie foods. So what do I mean by that, right? While you're having your like shitty diet green salad, right, on Tuesday because you're still super motivated, so you're having this little shitty salad that's not particularly filling, it's not going to sustain you, it's not going to manage hunger or energy. I'm sat next to you having a tuna pasta salad, right? But I've added in some boiled eggs to up my protein again, a full tin of tuna. And then rather than having a mountain of pasta, I've had a bit of pasta, but then I've added in cherry tomatoes, spring onion, cucumber, mixed leaves. And I've got this massive pile of food, right? That might be 500 or 600 calories, and that is going to maintain my hunger and energy all the way till 7 p.m. when I have my tea. And I haven't grazed all afternoon. I haven't gone to the snack cupboard and got a twirl and then a packet of skips and then some shitty Nutrigrain bar because I've had a proper substantial lunch. Or maybe you can eat like that from Monday to Thursday, but then you act like a knob on Friday, Saturday, Sunday because again, you're not managing the situation, girls. So what have we said so far? 3 meals a day. Include a source of protein in all 3 meals. And I don't mean just guzzling protein shakes and Aldi protein yogurts because they're not good for your gut. They're going to probably affect your bowel movements. They're going to make you bloated. One of those is fine, right? But you want to get the majority of your diet from whole foods. That's like single ingredient foods. So I don't eat meat. Sources of protein for me are fish. I eat lots of dairy, beans, pulses, that type of thing. So it's not rocket science. And then people go to me, oh, I was struggling to get my protein in. If you had protein with breakfast, lunch, and tea, and it wasn't just an afterthought, you thought, right, how am I going to get it in? And then you just doubled up your portions. So when you're having this little piddly yogurt, right? I'm having 300 grams of skyr yogurt, covered in blueberries, covered in raspberries, bit of honey. That might be 300 calories, 30 grams of protein. That was my breakfast, while you had some shitty 7 gram protein bar from the garage and then what I eat like a beast at night time because you're not managing hunger. So 3 meals a day centered around protein, 2 portions of fruit or veg. You're not going to go far wrong doubling up those portions of protein where you can. Like I say, having a full tin of tuna in my sandwich at dinner time, having a stir fry at night, right? Maybe I'm having a corn chicken stir fry. So then I chuck a handful of king prawns in there as well because it adds absolutely nothing in way of calories, probably 70 calories in like 2 big handfuls, but an extra 30 grams of protein just chucked in. Again, high volume, low calorie foods. I'll give you an example, girls. Last night we made like a fried rice dish. James made like a salt and pepper, corn and king prawn fried rice. It was divine. It was like one of those homemade fakeaway things. Did it with like Chinese curry, right? What I added into mine was bean sprouts, some frozen peas, some shredded carrot, 3 portions of vegetables in what was a delicious takeaway meal. So it's simple stuff you can do. No restriction in terms of I'm not allowed this food, I'm not allowed that food, this food's good or bad, right? But knowing that your body, how it looks and feels, is an average of your behaviours and choices over time. So if you choose to eat chocolate, crisps, biscuits, if you go, oh, it fits in my calories, I'm going to eat that, right? A few things are going to happen. One, your blood sugar's going to like go up and crash, which means you then crave more of that stuff, right? You're not going to satisfy your hunger. You're going to be looking for more of it. Who usually has like one biscuit and then walks away? It's not going to happen. Um, but also, it's not going to support energy. So you're going to feel sluggish if you're eating foods like that all the time. So it's fine in moderation, 80-20 principle. Eat whole foods, loads of fruit, veggies, fibre 80% of the time, 20% of the time. Have a takeaway, have crisps, biscuits, whatever it is, knowing your body is an average of your behaviours over time. While I'm on that, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. In fact, all or nothing is ridiculous. In other circumstances, you wouldn't do it. I say this to the girls all the time, right? If you were driving to work and you got a flat tyre, you would stop, get some help, get the tyre changed, and then carry on to your destination. No drama. It might just take you a little bit longer to get there. You wouldn't get out and slash all three other fucking tyres and just not go at all. You wouldn't get out, slash the tyres, and then set the car on fire. This is what you do every time you have like a takeaway and then go, oh my God, I fucked everything up and it start again on Monday. What are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense. Your body is an average. There's 21 meals in a week, right? If three of them weren't nutritionally dense, you're still significantly above average. You're still making moves, okay? Draw a line and move on. If one day you have an almond croissant for breakfast, is it optimum? No. But draw a line and move on, have a normal lunch. It doesn't mean you then have to have a Mackey's for lunch. This is basic shit, girls, but basic shit that is going to change your life if you take it on board. So let's recap. Where are we up to now? 3 meals a day, centered around protein, doubling up protein where you can, avoiding loads and loads of refined protein products, but understanding that when we talk about like protein powder, all that is whey. It's a byproduct of milk. Personally, I'm a bit of a bougie bitch. I do drink it, one shake a day, but I pay quite a lot of money for an organic one that's got no added preservatives in it because my gut just doesn't like it. So if you are going to invest in protein, why don't you do that? Good, you know what? I'm going to spend some money getting myself a nice bag of protein powder from the organic protein company and I'm going to have that. So these are protein every meal, and then like I said, packing it out, high volume, low calorie foods. Fill your plate, fill your plate. A lot of people would have lasagna and garlic bread, right? When I do that for my family, it's lasagna and garlic bread, and then a massive feta salad on the side, Greek salad, filling our tummies without adding loads of calories to the plate, adding the nutritional value in of some veggies with that meal. Things you don't want to do, avoiding foods, cutting foods out, being frightened of certain foods, being all or nothing, thinking, oh my God, I've had a pastry, so I have to now set fire to my day. Having meals that your family won't eat. Why make this harder than it needs to be? Eat the same foods as everybody else. Get everybody on board. So, another thing, set your environment up for success. When I talk about snacking and grazing and go to the fridge and standing doing that all night, or, keeping going back and getting biscuits, first you set your environment up for success by having 3 square meals a day, managing hunger, managing energy. The second thing you do is look at your hurdles. What holds you back, right? Let's say it is that grazing in the evening. Don't buy the shit. If there's stuff there that triggers you where you can't eat just one, you have 10 of the things, don't buy it, right? Don't cut it out your diet, but go, well, if I want it, I'll walk to the shop and get it. I'm not just going to have it. Last night, I walked to Asda and I got some candy kittens. If they were in my cupboard and open, I'd probably graze on them all the time, wouldn't I? Set up your environment for success. Kids in the house, right? I had kids in the house for years. Put their stuff somewhere else where it's not eye level so that you have to put a pause in. If you think, right, I want to eat the kids' snacks, I want to eat the kids' snacks, make yourself walk upstairs to the spare room and get on top of the wardrobe where you've put the kids' snacks. Because that's going to give you a pause to go, do I actually want them or should I just make myself like some fruit and yogurt and go and get on with my day? Because the snacks aren't going to help me reach my goal today if I do that. So in terms of habits, right? Good habits, positive habits that serve you, make them easier. Look for the hurdles and try and get rid of them. Habits that you want to break, like snacking, make them harder. Put hurdles in the way. So move the snacks out of the environment. Change your shopping behaviours, stuff like that. Make those habits harder. So these are all just tips I'm throwing at you girls. Hopefully you are making loads of notes. I'm going to try and dispel some myths and stuff as well. Most women who come to me for coaching, right, have done years and years and years of yo-yo dieting. Their beliefs are completely fucked. And I understand because I've been there and got the t-shirt. We want to reprogram you to be logical. Everything I'm saying to you is logical. It makes sense when you think about it. So things like needing to cut out certain foods. That's because in the past, certain diets have told you like to demonize these foods, they're either good or bad. Usually the foods are like, let's say carbohydrates, right? There's nothing wrong with carbs. Your body loves carbs. It's your brain's favorite source of fuel. Carbohydrates are fairly calorie dense a lot of the time, right? So if you tomorrow pull out all carbs from your diet, what you're doing is pulling out a substantial chunk of calories. So you're in a massive calorie deficit, okay? And when you pull out carbs, you pull out a lot of glycogen that's being stored in your body with water, so you'll go lighter on scales, right? That's why people do it and rave about it. Are you going to cut out carbs forever? No. So at some point, you're just going to go back to eating normally and regain any body fat that you lost. So you want to include carbs in your diet. And they're delicious. I have bread every single day. I have pasta most days. I love it. I'm not carrying loads of excess body fat, so why are you any different? You're not. It's all the shit you've been told. Um, so also another example of things people do, right? Girls who snack a lot, in my experience, and I've got 12 years of experience, do not stay in bodies they're comfortable with all year round, right? But they snack a lot because they're not eating properly. So all of these, 100 calorie snacks, 100 calorie snacks, you're going to want five of them. If you're hungry, or maybe you're not hungry because some nights we're not, right? Sometimes we do eat for like soothing, whatever. Maybe we're due on our period. It would be far better for you to go, do you know what? I am hungry. Instead of eating five little shitty low calorie chocolate bars that aren't going to satisfy me, I'm going to have an extra meal today. I'm going to make myself a 500 calorie, really substantial meal, sandwich, whatever. And today will just be like a maintenance day because I'm feeling hungry, whatever it is. That's going to be so much more filling and satiating. Then tomorrow, just get back to normal. So hopefully this is all making sense. Hopefully you're taking loads of notes. I know there's a lot of information, but like I say, when I keep recapping, it's very basic information. 3 meals a day to manage hunger, centered around protein, not a lot of processed protein, couple of fruit and veg with either meal, chuck it in, chuck it in. Easy. Don't demonize food. No need for food to be good or bad. But know if your goals include losing body fat, right? If your only goal is weighing less, you're fucked anyway, girls. Because when you do things solely to weigh less, you never stick to it long term. But if you're my client, you're here because that's like down the list alongside wanting to fix your relationship with food, wanting to build routine with training and get strong and feel great, wanting to start your stress, your mood, your energy, basically wanting to live your best frigging life. So I know you're on my page anyway. But if losing body fat is one of the goals, you need to be in a deficit. That's a level of restriction. So that means we can't eat everything that we want all the time, but we can do it some of the time, the 80-20. So why I was saying that, it sounded like a bit of a tangent, right? But it's because my brain's going off, going, tell them this, tell them this. For instance, one of your goals includes losing body fat, right? This week, you are going out for a meal on Saturday. Absolutely fine. The meal is not the problem. Don't go out for the meal and order diet foods that you don't even like. Go out for the meal and enjoy the meal, right? Because the other 20 meals this week are going to have protein in them, lots of fruit, lots of veggies. You're paying attention to these things I've told you. Your body is an average of your behaviours. So go out and enjoy that frigging meal guilt-free and order something that you bloody love and enjoy and then draw a line and move on with your life. You don't have to go out for tea on Saturday night and then act like a knob on Sunday and say, I'll start again on Monday. You don't have to do that. Have the meal, get up Sunday, go for a walk, eat your normal breakfast. You also don't need to then restrict on Sunday because you've had a meal on Saturday night. Anybody who is carrying body fat, right? If you're listening to this and you're like, I've got a few stone to lose, it's not my main goal because I'm Bex's client now, so, it's one of though. You never gained that body fat because you had a Saturday night meal out or a croissant one day for your breakfast, did you? That was not how you gained body fat. You gained body fat because the majority of the time you've been over consuming calories. There's been too much rock and roll behaviour for too long. You've built that up over time. There's been too much restriction and then binging. There's been too much on it, off it. Start again Monday, start after my holiday, start after this. And that comes up all the time as well. Women who get in touch with me, I'm so uncomfortable in my body, but I'm going to wait till a better time. I've got a holiday, I've got a wedding, I've got to work, whatever. We always have those things. If we build a diet and a lifestyle, a healthful lifestyle, it includes those things. And loads of my clients go on holiday, have 2 weeks off at Christmas, go on all inclusives, and come back feeling great. Just draw a line and get back to it. Vicky texted me literally yesterday. She's just got back from a week away with her husband. Had a great time, was sending me pictures, eating what she wanted, drinking what she wanted. She hasn't gained any body fat. She gained a bit of weight, like we all do when she first came home, because you're bloated, you've got more food in your body, more liquid. Within 2 days, she's back to where she was, and then she's cracked on with her life. We only did that to kind of look at this is the reality of the situation. How did that happen? Because she's built healthful behaviours that include holidays and social events and occasions. Because it isn't I'm on a diet, off a diet. There doesn't have to be guilt and restriction. She went on holiday, she ate what she wanted, but she didn't want to overeat because she hasn't been restricting herself in the run up. Because she doesn't feel like, I'm off my diet, because she's enjoying the way her choices are making her feel in her body now. She felt confident in a bikini. She didn't feel bloated. She's full of energy. She's sleeping well. Why would she then go and just press the bucket button for a week on holiday? She's like, I drank some alcohol, but I focused on protein and fruit and veggies. I had some of the stuff I always say to my clients, give your body what it needs first, fruit, veg, protein, then give it what it wants. Then have the cake off the buffet. Just don't have 10 cakes. That's other top tips I want to give to you before I finish, girls. Choose your indulgences. What do I mean by that? I'll give you an example. We went to Greg's the other day and we bought big like cream cakes. Amazing, right? Guilt-free, whatever. Don't have cream cakes every day, do I? It was like once in the week. Bit into it. Oh, that's actually a bit rank. It looked a hell of a lot nicer than it tasted. James is the same. It's not that good, is it? So what did we do? Chucked it in the bin. Chose my indulgence. I was not about to eat 500 calories worth of average cake. So that's an example. Choose your indulgence. It's about sacrifices and compromises. So what I mean by that, another little tip to finish this on. Sacrifice is going, oh no, I can't go out for a meal with you. Oh, it's my birthday, but I can't have birthday cake. I'm on a diet. It's fucking stupid and it's sacrifice and it's not sustainable long term. A compromise is, yeah, I'll come out for a meal, but I'm not going to have a starter or a pudding. I'm just going to have a main course that I really enjoy. Like, I'm going to love it, but that's it. I'm not going to then drink alcohol, have a starter, and have a pudding. That's an example of a compromise that means you will absolutely achieve your goals whilst living a life that's sustainable long term. To end the note, like I say, these posts as well on Instagram, you've got these dead restrictive ones of like, cut all this shit out, you need to be on keto hun or whatever it is, bollocks. But then you've also got these influencers who like pretend they eat 20 donuts, but then they've got a six pack. Fat loss involves a level of restriction. Maintaining a body composition you're comfortable in, a level of restriction. If I ate donuts every day, right, I probably would start to gain body fat, wouldn't I? If I then did that outside of my meals, and I'd also probably feel pretty shit from like an energy perspective and stuff. But if I eat donuts once a week and, I had a twirl in the car the other day and this morning I had a whipped latte from Costa, it's my behaviours most of the time that are showing me in terms of the way my body looks and feels. Like that's the result. My behaviours most of the time, not my behaviours some of the time that determine that. So the 80-20 principle, drawing a line, moving on. If there is ever a day that you overeat for whatever reason, draw a line, move on. Because in a month, if you do that once or twice and the rest of the time you're ticking the boxes, you're fucking flying. But if you do that and then beat yourself up and binge for the next week, you're holding yourself back. I hope this has been helpful. I hope that you have used your pen and paper, you're ready to go, and build a diet plan that works for you. Last point in how to actually go and implement this. Planning is key, girls. Decision fatigue is real. We are all busy and stressed a lot of the time. If you leave this up to chance, it's not going to fucking happen. You need to plan ahead. What I mean by that is, I am a creature of habit, right? Most days, my breakfast are either a one of either two or three things. So, like I said to you on my breakfast, it's like overnight oats or fruit and yogurt or a shake, maybe, right? And I know after years of eating those things around about how much calories and proteins in it. My lunches are usually like a tuna butty and egg butty or like a pasta salad. Again, I know from years of experience how much calories is around about in that. So I have sort of the same breakfast and lunch every day. And then my teas, what I do on a Sunday is I plan my teas for the week, do my food shop, and then write them on the blackboard. Because then I'm getting in from work and I'm not staring going, oh, I don't know what to do, what to have, because I've made a million decisions already today. Oh, fuck it, I'm just going to order a takeaway. Doesn't happen. I go to the blackboard, what do I fancy? I know it's got protein in it, I know it's got fruit and veggies or whatever in it because I've planned on a Sunday for the week ahead. And it's not diet food. Tonight, our lads here were having tuna pasta with garlic bread and salad, and in bodies that we're comfortable in, and moving on with our life, you know. What else is on my food shop board this week? Because people always go, give me loads of ideas, Bex, right? So I'm going to tell you exactly what's on our blackboard. There's a piece of salmon. We're having like a salmon flatbread with air fryer fries and salad one night. And then the next day we use the rest of the salmon and we do like a salmon and prawn salt and pepper fried rice that's immense. And we do it with broccoli and prawn crackers. What else is on my board? I've got a tofu like rice dish because we don't eat meat. There's homemade pizzas one night where we make the flatbreads. Um, there's tuna pasta and lasagna. So there's loads of carbs on there, loads of foods that I'm sure other diet plans you'd be like, oh, I can't have that on a diet. Build something that's going to last for the rest of your life and you will change your life. I hope this has been helpful. Like I say, if you've got any questions, please do get in touch. If your goal is include fat loss. If you're a client of mine, I obviously am going to give you guidance around your calorie and protein targets. Most women, well, minimum, all adult females should be eating 100 grams of protein a day. Most women around about 1.5 grams per kilo of body weight. Calories, nobody should be on less than 1500. None of my clients are on less than 1700 calories. And they all get great results. Shocking that, because none of them need to binge. Like I say, I'm on 2,400. The bigger your body is, the more calories you need. So some of my ladies come and go, oh, I'm a bit scared, Bex, by how many calories you've given me. But maybe they are in a body that's got 10 stone of excess body fat on it at the moment. So guess what? They need 2,400 and 2,500 calories and it's a significant deficit, but it means they're not going to binge. So don't try and restrict. Don't listen to MyFitnessPal or Nutricheck. They're brilliant for tracking calories, girls. They're a piece of piss. Nutricheck is brilliant, right? For scanning barcodes, putting foods in to see what's in it from a calorie and protein perspective. But they give you poverty calories. They give everybody the blanket 1,200 calories. Even a child wouldn't survive off that. It's because it's a computer. It's because you've typed in, I want to lose maximum body fat every week. So it just puts you on starvation calories. You're going to binge. You're going to binge, so don't do it. Another reason why it's good to track calories if you are new to this and you want to understand food. Example, brand new client said to me she barely eats, she really healthy eats, but she's got some body fat that she can't get rid of. Soon as we looked at what she's been eating before she met me, couple of handfuls of Brazil nuts. Oh, did you know that's about 600 calories? What the fuck? Track calories, you'll soon understand what is in food. Calorie tracking is like having a map to a destination you're not sure of. Don't overcomplicate it. Scan stuff, put it in, have a look. You shouldn't have to do it forever because if you're consistent with it, you'll learn about food and then you'll start to eyeball food and know what's in it. But like I say, you don't have to track calories. If you just do 3 meals a day, centered around protein, 2 fruit and veg, and reduce your snacking, you'll be flying anyway, girls. Anyway, that is it. I could ramble forever. I hope it's been helpful. Lots of love. Go off, smash it. Build a fail-proof diet plan to build your own bulletproof body. Ta-ra!